3 years ago, everyone was fleeing California and New York for the promised land of Florida and Texas. No state income tax, cheap housing, sunshine year-round. But here's what nobody told you. That dream just became a financial nightmare. In 2025, the Great Migration is reversing, and if you moved to the Sunbelt in the last few years, you might be trapped. A median home in Miami will cost you $320,000 more than the exact same lifestyle in Columbus, Ohio. Not over 30 years, right now, today. The math that made you move, it's broken. The insurance crisis, the property tax explosion, the cost of living surge, it's all hitting at once. And the people who saw it coming are already gone. This is the story nobody in real estate wants you to hear. Let's break down the numbers. I'm breaking this down in 3 rounds, like a championship match. Round 1, the housing cost explosion. Round 2, the hidden tax trap everyone missed. And Round 3, the lifestyle trade-offs that'll make you question everything. By the end, you'll know exactly why thousands are packing up and heading back north, or somewhere completely unexpected. Let's rewind. Between 2020 and 2023, Florida and Texas were the winners. Over 1 million people moved to these states, mostly from high-tax places like California, New York, and Illinois. The pitch was simple. No state income tax, lower cost of living, better weather. But that stampede created a monster. When 1 million people flood into cities that weren't built for them, prices don't stay low, they explode. And that's exactly what happened. Round 1. Let's pit 2 cities against each other. Miami, Florida, the poster child of the Sunbelt boom, versus Columbus, Ohio, a city most people have never even considered. The median home price in Miami is $600,000. In Columbus, $280,000. That's a difference of $320,000 for comparable properties. Miami rent for a 1-bedroom apartment averages $26.50 a month. Columbus, $13.50, literally half. Now here's what that means in real life. That $320,000 difference, that's 2 kids' college educations fully paid, or your entire retirement account at age 40, or a 7-figure investment portfolio by the time you're 60. But wait, there's more, because Miami isn't just expensive to buy into, it's expensive to stay in, and this is where the real trap shows itself. Home insurance in Miami averages $7,100 per year. In Columbus, $1,300. You're paying nearly $6,000 more every single year just to insure the same asset. Why? Because Florida is a ticking bomb of hurricanes, flooding, and insurance company bankruptcies. Major carriers like State Farm and Farmers have completely pulled out of Florida. The companies that remain are charging whatever they want because they're the only game in town. And if you're in a flood zone, which most of coastal Florida is, you're paying even more. Remember that 0% state income tax everyone bragged about? Cool. You're spending it all on insurance, and then some. The math doesn't math. Round 1 goes to Columbus by a landslide. You save $320,000 up front and almost $6,000 every single year. That's not close. That's a knockout. But here's where it gets interesting, because some of you are thinking, okay, but Texas has no income tax either, and it's cheaper than Florida, right? Let's test that. Austin, Texas versus Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Austin's been the hot market for 5 years straight. Tech workers flooded in. Home prices in Austin hit $440,000 for a median house. Philly, $270,000. Austin is 63% more expensive. Rent in Austin, $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom. Philly, 1732. So Austin actually wins on rent now, which is wild considering how overheated that market was. But here's the twist. Texas has no income tax, but it has brutal property taxes. On a $440,000 home in Austin, you're paying about $9,600 per year in property taxes. In Philly, on a $270,000 home, you pay around $2,700. Home insurance in Austin runs about $4,100 a year. Philly, $1,245. Texas gets hit with hailstorms, tornadoes, and extreme weather. Pennsylvania, boring and stable. Added up, property tax plus insurance in Austin is $13,780 per year. In Philly, it's under $4,000. That's a difference of almost $10,000 every single year. Now, before you crown Philly the winner, there's a catch. Pennsylvania has a state income tax of just over 3%, but Philadelphia city wage tax of 6.81%. So if you work in Philly, you're paying 6.81% combined on your income. On a $100,000 salary, that's $6,800 gone to taxes. Texas, zero. So who wins? Austin's hidden costs are almost $14,000 a year. Philly's total hit, income tax plus housing costs, is around $10,700. Austin still loses by $3,000 annually. Round 2 goes to Philadelphia, but barely. The lesson: there's no free lunch. You're paying somewhere. The question is, where you'd rather pay it. Now let's talk about what you're actually getting for your money, because this is where people realize they made a huge mistake. Miami has beaches, nightlife, and year-round sunshine. Columbus has cheap beer, stable weather, and, well, it's fine. Let's be real. If you're 25 and single, Miami is objectively more fun. But if you're 35 with kids trying to build wealth, Miami is a financial death trap. Let's talk about something nobody warns you about: utility bills. In Florida and Texas, your air conditioning runs 10 months a year. Your electric bill averages between $180 and $250 per month. In Ohio or Pennsylvania, $120 to $160. That's another $1,000 to $1,500 a year. Here's the bottom line. Florida and Texas offer lifestyle and tax benefits if you can afford the hidden costs. Ohio and Pennsylvania offer financial stability if you can handle the cold and the boredom. There's no perfect answer. But here's what's clear. The great Sunbelt migration is stalling. Rent growth in Austin and Miami is flattening. Some areas are seeing prices drop for the first time in years. And the smart money is already moving again. Not back to California or New York, those are still too expensive, but to second-tier Midwest and Mid-Atlantic cities. Columbus, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Raleigh, places that never got the hype, so they never got the bubble. If you move to the Sunbelt and you're feeling trapped, you're not alone. Thousands of people are running the same math and realizing the lifestyle isn't worth the financial burden. The real winners in this next wave, the cities nobody's talking about, the places with good jobs, cheap housing, and normal insurance rates. The boring cities, because boring is starting to look really, really smart. So, here's the final score. You save over $300,000 buying in Columbus instead of Miami. You save $10,000 per year choosing Philly over Austin. The Sunbelt dream isn't dead, but it's definitely on life support. Now I want to hear from you. Would you trade the beach and the sunshine for financial security, or is the lifestyle worth the premium? Drop your answer in the comments. If you're planning a move, let me know where you're considering. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe, because I'm breaking down every major migration trend happening right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next